The Braxton family drama continues to unravel, and this time, the spotlight is on Traci Braxton's final wishes. In a move that shocked many, Tracy bypassed her famous sisters and left her only son, Kevin Jr., in complete control of her estate. This wasn't a decision made lightly. It was deliberate, calculated, and, according to insiders, rooted in her deep mistrust of her siblings. Why? Because, as Tracy reportedly believed, her sisters were too greedy and self-serving to handle her legacy with the care it deserved. Tracy, known for her resilience and authenticity, made it clear in her will that she wanted no part of her estate to fall into the wrong hands. Her son was entrusted with preserving her name, managing her brand, and ensuring that her wishes were honored. It was a role Tracy knew only Kevin Jr. could fulfill, free from the influence of those she feared would exploit her legacy. The decision has sparked endless speculation and accusations among family members and fans alike. Did Tracy foresee the chaos that would follow her passing? Or was this her final act of defiance against a lifetime of feeling sidelined? Whatever the case, her choice has opened the floodgates to a storm of controversy that shows no signs of settling. But the real question remains, what exactly led Tracy to exclude her sisters so completely? The answers lie in her funeral arrangements, the dynamics of her marriage, and a lifetime of family tension. Stay with me because this story is far from over. Tracy's will reveals not just her final wishes, but the cracks in the foundation of a family built on fame. Let's dive into what she wanted. Traci Braxton's final wishes were as unique and personal as the woman herself. In her will, she detailed precise instructions for her funeral and cremation, leaving no room for misinterpretation. She requested a single viewing, followed by immediate cremation. Simple, dignified, and reflective of her no-nonsense personality. But here's where things get interesting. Tracy explicitly stated that certain organizations, including Zeta Beta Sorority Incorporated and the Order of the Eastern Stars, were not to make appearances. It's clear she wanted her final moments to be intimate, free from spectacle or unwanted influences. Even in this deeply personal matter, Tracy left the decision-making to her son, Kevin Jr., and her husband, Kevin Sr. together. They were tasked with choosing her attire for the viewing and deciding who would be allowed to say their goodbyes. While Kevin Jr. was granted the ultimate authority over her estate, Kevin Sr. was not left empty-handed, inheriting specific assets and responsibilities. But as honorable as Tracy's intentions were, they became the spark that ignited a firestorm of family discord. By taking control of her narrative even in death, Tracy inadvertently revealed the deep fractures in her family's unity. Some questioned why she would make such distinct exclusions, while others saw her decisions as a reflection of the strained relationships that defined her life. And the drama didn't stop there. Kevin Sr.'s controversial decision to host a funeral service against Tracy's explicit wishes set off a cascade of accusations and resentment from her sisters. Was this a misstep on his part or a last-minute attempt to honor his own grief? What followed were allegations, heartbreak, and questions that tore the family apart. Let's unravel the fallout and see why this single act became a flashpoint for even greater chaos. Traci Braxton's will was more than a document, it was a clear declaration of trust and boundaries. The majority of her assets, including her brand, likeness, and the lion's share of her estate, were left to her son, Kevin Jr. She wanted him to inherit not just her belongings, but the responsibility to carry her legacy forward. Tracy also allocated specific items to her husband, Kevin Sr., including bank accounts, a diamond ring, and the remains of their niece, Lauren Braxton. Yet, the division was unbalanced by design, with Kevin Jr. receiving the bulk of her fortune. This decision sparked whispers, then accusations. Why did Tracy make Kevin Jr. the centerpiece of her will? Some say it was her way of protecting her legacy from being diluted or manipulated. Others speculate it was a final rebuke to Kevin Sr., whose alleged infidelities had already cast a shadow over their marriage. The rumors went deeper, with claims that Kevin Sr.'s actions had indirectly led to Tracy's illness, further straining an already tenuous relationship. Still, Kevin Sr. wasn't entirely excluded. His inheritance, while smaller in scope, served as a nod to their decades together. However, this wasn't enough to prevent a wave of speculation about why Kevin Jr. was entrusted with such significant responsibility. For many, the answer was clear. Tracy trusted her son implicitly to honor her wishes and guard her legacy. But Tracy's decision wasn't just about trust, it also highlighted deeper family wounds. The sisters, conspicuously left out of the will, were suddenly under scrutiny. Was their exclusion an act of self-preservation self-preservation on Tracy's part. The real story lies in her relationship with her sisters, a connection riddled with tension, betrayal, and a lifetime of unresolved pain. Let's explore why Tracy's sisters were completely left out and how their history shaped her final decisions. Traci Braxton's decision to exclude her sisters from her will wasn't just about estate planning. It was a powerful statement, born from years of tension and heartache. Those close to the situation have pointed to a lifetime of mistreatment, with Tracy often cast as the outcast among her siblings. Fans of the Braxton family reality show saw glimpses of this dynamic firsthand. From casual dismissiveness to outright disrespect, the sisters' interactions with Tracy often seemed more critical than caring. One moment that still resonates with viewers is when the sisters nitpicked and complained about the food Tracy lovingly prepared for them during a visit. It wasn't just a meal, it was a metaphor for how she was often treated. For years, it seemed Tracy was fighting to belong in a family that made her feel like she was always on the outside looking in. Even when the cameras weren't rolling, the whispers of favoritism and neglect lingered, creating invisible barriers that only widened with time. For Tracy, her will was a way to finally take control, to draw a line in the sand. By leaving her sisters out, she sent a clear message. Her trust and loyalty lay elsewhere. Many believe this choice was her way of shielding her son from the same treatment she endured. It was a legacy of protection, not just wealth. But this exclusion didn't just spark hurt feelings. It unearthed a tidal wave of guilt and resentment among her sisters. In their grief, did they realize the role they played in Tracy's decisions? Or has the bitterness only deepened? As the family's fractures grow more public, the spotlight now shifts to Kevin Jr., whose own struggles are becoming a key part of this unfolding drama. Let's delve into the challenges he's facing and why they've become impossible to ignore. While Traci Braxton's decision to entrust her legacy to Kevin Jr. was born out of love and faith in her son, the weight of that responsibility has not come without its challenges. Kevin Jr. has been navigating a storm of grief and personal turmoil since his mother's passing. The loss of a parent is difficult for anyone, but for Kevin, it came amid an already turbulent time in his life. In the early days of mourning, he revealed that his marriage to Olivia Herron was ending, blindsiding him and adding another layer of heartbreak to an already overwhelming year. But that was just the beginning. Kevin Jr. has faced increasing scrutiny as he tries to honor his mother's wishes. On screen, his struggles were palpable, moments of vulnerability and tension laid bare for the world to see. In one episode of the Braxton family series, it was revealed that Kevin Jr. had a warrant out for his arrest. Speculation swirled that someone close to him tipped off the authorities, adding to the sense that he was being targeted, even in his most fragile moments. The emotional toll has been devastating. Kevin Jr. suffered a seizure, which some close to him attribute to the stress of losing his mother and the pressures that followed. Even production crews found themselves caught in the chaos, documenting moments where Kevin Jr. was found unresponsive during filming. His struggles with grief and personal setbacks are compounded by whispers of unresolved family issues and public speculation about his mental and physical health. As Kevin Jr. battles his demons, questions remain. Is he strong enough to fulfill the role his mother envisioned for him? And how much of this pressure is rooted in the drama surrounding his father, Kevin Sr.? The father-son dynamic takes center stage next, revealing a relationship fraught with tension, accusations, and heartbreak. Stay tuned. Traci Braxton's passing not only left her family in mourning, but also at odds over her funeral arrangements. Despite her explicit wishes for a single viewing followed by immediate cremation, Kevin Sr. decided to organize a traditional funeral service, complete with a viewing and Zoom links for virtual attendees. This decision clashed with Tracy's written instructions and ignited a fierce backlash from her sisters, who accused Kevin Sr. of disregarding her final requests. The Braxton sisters and their mother refused to attend the service, deepening the rift. Even Tracy's father, who did show up, was reportedly denied access initially because his name wasn't on the guest list. Though he was eventually allowed in, he was relegated to sitting in the fourth row and wasn't given the opportunity to speak about his daughter. This apparent slight added to the perception that Kevin Sr. was prioritizing his own plans over the family's unity. Kevin Sr. defended his actions, insisting that he was honoring Tracy's true wishes and that the sisters had twisted the narrative to paint him as a villain. He pointed out that he had been by Tracy's side throughout her battle with cancer, attending every doctor's appointment and supporting her until the very end. In his eyes, the sisters' accusations were less about honoring Tracy and more about settling old scores. This public feud has raised larger questions about loyalty, grief, and the motives behind the Braxton family's actions. Were the sisters genuinely upset about Kevin Sr.'s choices, or were their grievances rooted in deeper issues from the past? And as Kevin Sr. continues to defend his decisions, questions. How does this conflict affect Kevin Jr., the one left to navigate these fractured relationships? The answers lie in the father-son dynamic, a bond now strained under the weight of Tracy's loss. Let's explore the tension and heartbreak at the core of this family's struggles. The tension between Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. has become yet another heartbreaking chapter in the Braxton family saga. After Tracy entrusted her son with her estate, cracks in their relationship began to show. Some speculated that Kevin Sr. resented being sidelined in favor of Kevin Jr., while others pointed to long-standing issues that were only exacerbated by Tracy's death. Footage even surfaced of a heated altercation between the two, with Kevin Jr. accusing his father of neglect and Kevin Sr. blaming his son for Tracy's illness. The emotional fallout was raw, public, and deeply painful. Kevin Jr., already grappling with the loss of his mother, has struggled to find stability amid these family conflicts. Reports of his health issues, including seizures possibly linked to stress, have further highlighted the immense pressure he faces as the executor of his mother's estate. Meanwhile, Kevin Sr. has taken to interviews and social media to defend his actions, claiming he was misunderstood and unfairly vilified by Tracy's sisters and the media. But this rift goes beyond father and son. It reflects the broader fractures within the Braxton family. Fans have accused the sisters of using Kevin Jr. for financial gain and turning their guilt over their treatment of Tracy into resentment aimed at Kevin Sr. The lingering question remains: is this family mourning together or tearing itself apart under the weight of unresolved grievances? As the drama continues to unfold, Tracy's legacy hangs in the balance. Her decision to leave her son in charge was a bold move meant to protect her memory, yet it has sparked turmoil that threatens to overshadow her life's work. Will Kevin Jr. rise above the chaos to honor his mother's wishes, or will the family's divisions prove too great to mend? One thing is certain: Tracy's story, even in death, is far from over.